So picture this. You have a desired destination that you want to reach, except you don't have a map. The likelihood of you getting lost is pretty much 100%. Well, why? Is because you don't have something that you can look at to guide you. Right? It's pretty straightforward, right? You don't have some sort of frame reference that you can look at uh, in order to keep you in path, in order to keep you where you're supposed to be. Now imagine if you implement a map. Now, the likelihood of you reaching that destination is going to be way, way higher, is because first of all, it the map outlines where you can go. It outlines the directions, you know, that you can take towards your destination. You have a frame of reference now. You can see, you can oversee everything as if you're looking at yourself from a bird's eye view, which will make it easier to reach your destination. It's the same with building a structured routine, right? Most of us kind of just wake up, right, with really no direction towards the end of our day, right? And so typically what we do is instead of, um, driving towards a valued destination, we just drive around aimlessly. And it's not a good habit to have, to say the least, because otherwise you're just going to be lost, right? You're probably going to be more anxious. It's because you don't know what's going to come ahead of you, right? Nothing's predictable, right? And that's one of the things that, you know, a structured routine sort of gives you. It gives you a sense of predictability, which means that you're probably less likely to be anxious because now you're able to see ahead. Now it feels like everything is in control. It's because you have some sort of template that you can look at, so you can better decide as to which direction you're going to go to, as to how you're going to efficiently, drive towards your destination, right? And that's exactly why, it's imperative for us to have some sort of, not some sort of, but to have an actual structured routines, because they sort of serve as maps in our lives, right? Which keep us where we're supposed to be. It it ensures that we stay on our path. It's a template that we can always look at and ensure that we don't get lost, right? And that's very important, right? And obviously, your routine, it doesn't have to be anything grandiose, right? This can be applicable to anything, but generally speaking, right? Well, first of all, um, although building a healthy and structured routine is important, what's also important is to learn how to structure them. In other words, put them in order. And so if you have set of tasks listed on a piece of paper, you don't want to just like go by whatever or however you put it on top of your head, right? You want to put it in a ranked order. You want to put them in a hierarchy. And the way to do it is pretty simple, right? Look at tasks or look at the things in your list that require you to put a little bit more effort in and require you to put things in order, right? So, for example, um, let's say one of the tasks that you listed is making your bed, right? Let's say you wake up, you know, at 7 in the morning, right? Now you have either two options. You can either grab your phone, scroll through social media, and sort of waste your day. Or you can identify the tasks that require you to put things in order. Making bed is one of them, because obviously, when you're sleeping, everything is going to be messy. Your pillows are going to be all over the place. Your blanket's going to be all out of whack, right? And so, making your bed requires you to put your pillows and your blanket and maybe arrange your sheets. They require you to put things in order, right? What else? Or what else are the things that kind of require to put things in order? Maybe you need to arrange your desk, right? Maybe start with that. Maybe take up the things that don't belong in there, right? Or maybe tidy up your whole room. Maybe there are things that are on the floor that are not supposed to be there, right? Maybe your clothes are all over the place. Maybe they're not folded, right? Do the things that are required to put things in order before those leisurely activities. Um, what's another example, right? Maybe you want to go for a walk. and then maybe read a book and sit somewhere in the park perhaps, right? That's still a form of getting things in order because you're going for a walk. You're sort of putting your soul in orders because for some reason going for a walk has this meditative state. Is because you can just like listen to the birds, listen to the nature, listen to the branches kind of hitting each other, right? It's pretty meditative, right? Which also feels like you're putting your soul in order. It's the same as reading, right? When you read, you're putting your mind in orders because um, you're feeding your mind content that actually matters. You're educating yourself, right? Educating yourself is putting your mind in order, right? Working out, right? And there's a lot of like components to it. Um, it requires you to put well, working out, you're essentially putting your body in order, right? But you're also putting something else in order, which is like identifying which exercise you're gonna do first. Maybe you'll do squats first, or maybe you'll do an upper body exercise first, right? In general, working out requires you to put things in order, right? What else? It can be as simple as taking a shower. You're putting your hygiene in order. So you can kind of see where I'm going at with this, right? So anything that sort of requires you to put effort and sort of requires you to put things in order, those are typically the ones that you want to put first. Because obviously, if you engage in the leisurely activities first, you're gonna find that you've just wasted a big chunk of your time, and that you find that you're not able to escape whatever pleasurable activity that it is you're doing, right? A prime example of this is when you're scrolling through social media. Let's say you wake up at 7 in the morning and then you decide to grab your phone and then scroll on Instagram, right? Obviously, that's gonna trigger your reward system, and obviously you're gonna want to scroll more. You're gonna scroll, 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 and then next thing you know, you've just wasted half an hour um, of your time, as opposed to actually doing the things that matter first to get things in order, right? And so the idea is that like you want to put them in a ranked order. So you want to put the ones that require a lot more effort at the very top of the hierarchy, and then you sort of want to taper down, right? Maybe you're somebody who likes to play video games, right? Maybe you're somebody who likes to binge watch shows. Maybe you're somebody who likes to drink. Maybe you're somebody who likes to smoke weed. Now you wouldn't typically want to do those, in the middle. I wouldn't say in the middle, but before the important stuff. So the idea is that do the important stuff first, and then reward yourself with those leisurely activities by the end of the day, right? Because obviously, um, when you do those activities first, they'll release a big chunk amount of dopamine, right? And so, the things that are actually important, you're not really gonna find them motivating. It's because you're already indulging in the things that are so potent, that are so enjoyable, that are so pleasurable that you don't even have motivation to do the important stuff, such as making your bed, tidying up your room, and then even freaking working out, right? And then so it kind of just puts you out of whack, and it's not a good thing, and it's especially not a good thing if you do this every single day, right? And so the idea is that if you wanna structure your routine really well, start with putting things in order. Look at the things that require you to put things in order, right? Look at them, and just sort of analyze them, right? And so you may think, does this require me to put things in order? Huh, video games. What am I getting in order here? Well, pretty much nothing. It's because like you're just playing, right? You're not really engaging in real effort there, as opposed to actually tidying up your room and then making your bed, or preparing your meal, or getting ready for work. It takes those ones take. I would even say those ones take more effort than freaking playing video games, or even uh, other activities such as smoking weed, right? And so that's the whole idea, and that's something that you kind of want to repeat every single day, right? And obviously, you don't want to just do this in a day. You want to do these things every single day. You want to structure your routine like that every single day. Make this, create your whole map basically, in a structured manner. And another thing is that, I would say one of the good things about having a structured routine is that because we do it every day, it sort of conditions us to practice repetition, and it sort of teaches us that if you want to maintain things, if you want to keep things in order, it will require consistency and discipline. That's a very big aha moment, wouldn't you think? It's because, I mean, think of a well-built physique, for example, right? You don't just you don't build a physique in a matter of 6 weeks, in a matter of 12 weeks, hell, in a matter of like a couple of years. If you stop, your physique is gonna go to shit, right? Especially if you pair that with bad habits, right? Maintaining a physique takes consistency and discipline and repetition, right? And it's something that, maintaining it is something that you have to do day in and day out. Like you can't just you can't just like, okay, I'm already like in good shape, like time to quit. It doesn't work like that, you know. And you can kind of sort of think of this in a bigger picture, is because, you know, if maintaining a good physique requires consistency, discipline, and repetition, then that also means maintaining a purposeful, meaningful, and fulfilling life requires you to engage in um, repetition, discipline, and consistency. And that's a really important key factor to learn from here, is because oftentimes, when things are very repetitive, we tend to get boring. But that's just part of it, right? That's the sad reality of keeping your life in order, right? You don't just you don't just sort of put your structured routine at its peak performance and kind of just leave it there. You have to do the things that maintain it, and that's going to require consistency, discipline, and repetition. And that's the whole idea, right? You want to put your life in order. Start doing the things that are required to put in order, and do them repeatedly, day in and day out. And so that would just be my 2 cents, you could say. And so if you guys have any, comments, uh, questions, concern, um, comment down below, and see you guys.